Hello everyone, Austin Becker here again, and today I want to bring you guys kind of the third and final aspects of why I am the way I am. I'm pretty excited about this video. This again will be the internal or inside factors of, again, things that are make me who I am, things that kind of influence me, why I think the way that I think. And the reason that I kind of played that intro for you guys is the same reason that I'm wearing this shirt, same reason that I'm wearing this necklace, anything else. It's just because I like it. For example, that was the song Jump from Van Halen, a big band from the 80s. And I like classic rock. I like wearing, different, dress shirts. I like wearing, necklaces. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just things that I like to do, listen to, wear, etc. And so let's get started. So first off, as many of you guys probably know, I'm an only child. This is a big part of who I am because, again, I don't have any siblings. My only really siblings are and were my cousins on both sides of the family that have been, really supportive of me, and just with different aspects of whether we were at holidays and stuff, they always included me in different things. They were really supportive, overall with different things, and just trying to kind of make me part of the family, and just really, again, being that sibling, so to speak. And even a lot of my close friends too have kind of filled that hole of kind of having the siblings. And even though I think that people think that there's a lot of negatives around being a only child and not having any siblings, which, there's times when it's pretty lonely and you want somebody else there to talk to besides your parents, which, again, thank you to my parents for being that kind of that person that I can talk to, or people that I can talk to. But it's always nice to have that second voice. And me being who I am with the personality that I have, I don't actually mind being an only child. I've figured out a lot of ways, since I was younger, to kind of, keep myself occupied, keep myself involved in different things, just kind of get myself out there and still make friends. And yeah, it's been hard, from some aspects, maybe not having like an older brother or something, or older sister, to have that, some of those connections maybe in high school or in middle school, or, just out in the community. But you can still do a lot of damage, so to speak, as an only child, with getting out there, hitting the pavement, talking to people, making friends, still being occupied and doing things by yourself. When I was younger, I did a lot of things. Once I learned how to ride a bike, I've been riding a bike for many years, doing skiing, like you'll see here in the next slide. I've been doing that, anything outdoors, by myself, and fishing and playing with sticks and experimenting with stuff on the lawn and working on things with my dad, and just a whole variety of things. We also had a lot of pets growing up. I had 3 different cats, and our dog Comfort. Now we of course have a different dog, but she was my golden retriever growing up, and just kind of having that outlet of those pets and everything too. I got to grow very close with those animals, and kind of, again, it kind of helped me shaped. It kind of shaped who I am, and kind of just the person that gets down to my deeper self, my deeper core, kind of knowing myself. I think that there's an aspect of a only child can only really get from being alone like that all the time, and really being that only person with nobody else your age that's really connected to you. And that's something I think that I've really learned about myself, and kind of having that own personal alone time. The next thing are just moments. So I think that whether they're positive, negative, influential, regretful, amazing, whatever your moments are, everything happens for a reason. And I think that we need to cherish moments that way. I think that people need to look at moments like they're an opportunity, not an obligation. And so, for example, things that have made an impact in my life, again, it can be any one of these lists, but the four images I kind of want to talk about today are the picture here is from Orlando, Florida. We just did that actually last spring. That's the collegiate ICDC with the DECA group from the tech college here in town. And that was a wonderful experience, really bonding with the overall group. Had a great time. Wasn't up on stage myself, but we got to really cheer on a team that got first overall in their event. And we had a lot of time by the pool and just meeting new people. And just overall, it was a very influential experience that I'll remember for a very long time. The next thing is going to be our high school collegiate DECA. So I went with my partner, Katie Kent. We had a entrepreneurship project that we actually claimed top 10 in the entire country. Basically, actually, well, I guess really in the world, they say, and there's really a few other countries that I guess come to that into the ICDC competition. But it was just overall just a very, moment where I was very ecstatic. I still get chills thinking about either one of them, just because it's like, just the experiences were something that you can't replicate. I mean, it's just is so special in their own regards of, it's like the moments that I had, the feelings that I felt, the people that I connected with overall. It's same thing too with the National Youth Gathering that I talked about in a previous video that I went to when I was in New Orleans. Another thing, I've always been into being outside, into sports. My mom was always, getting me into different sports and recreational activities, and so I've been cross-country skiing since I was 5 years old, and I was on the team here in town, the local high school, for several years, and really got to kind of know the sport a little bit better, and get faster on my own and kind of work on my own competition aspects. And so that's, again, a big part of why I am the way I am. Made some connections through that team. And then also with baseball, I was in baseball for many years, and I had a lot of great experiences. That picture is probably one of the only ones you'll ever see of me playing the role of a pitcher, because I just wasn't really a pitcher at all, and wasn't that great a thrower. I mean, I could throw, but I wasn't as good as most people. And there was a lot of positive memories from that as well. And there was some where I wasn't as positive, but I enjoyed every second of it. And I think that people, if they have moments they can look back on, they always say that when your life is over, and if you were to think of it as a movie, would you want to see that movie over again? Would you want to have those moments replayed? Would you want to have it, being read as a book to you? Just things like that, where, it's like, are you having those special memories, moments that really are impacting and creating who you are and kind of where you want to go? Which leads me to the next thing, which is spinning my wheels. So on the right side, you're going to see a picture of me. I'm popping a wheelie on my GT Vertigo bike, and that was part of my senior pictures that I had. My mom, thank you to her for taking those. And I like to do a lot of things with my bike and stuff, and I really thought that the caption on the top, the title, was very fitting for that picture as well, kind of, vice versa. And so the first thing I want to kind of talk about is just overall my self-image and self-confidence. And I think, over the past few years, probably many people have figured this out through whether it's been speaking in high school or whether I was back at school, where I went to school earlier in life, which was Zion Lutheran, which is here in town, that I had a lot of problems with my speaking and a lot of problems with stuttering and just aspects of me wanting to talk very fast, like I still kind of do sometimes. And I just kind of have to tell myself to slow down, even though my mind wants to go, 100 miles an hour. Everything gets out, right now. And that's part of my self-image that I have, that's probably negative. And, it's part of the thing that, definitely impacts my self-confidence, even though I might know how to do something or have the know-how of really how to get something done or work on things or have experience with, we'll say with like the cars. Now that I have that automotive channel, I've been doing a lot more with that. And I have a lot of confidence in my knowledge of cars and specifications and things that I know, but I'm always afraid to talk to people about it because I'm I'm that young person. I have that self-image in myself. I have that self-confidence problem sometimes where I just don't see myself as a very knowledgeable source, or they're gonna kind of think that I'm stupid maybe with some of the things that I know. And so I just kind of, get, down on myself. And I think for a lot of individuals in this day and age, they see a lot of pictures out there on social media and things about, whether the way that, maybe guys or girls have to look to be attractive to other people, or, just be a successful person. You have to be, 165 pounds. If you're a male, you have to have a six-pack of abs. You have to have super huge biceps. You have to, work out all the time. You have to eat, super good. You have to have the perfect family, have the perfect marriage, whatever. There's always these, connotations, so to speak, of things that are just these expectations, or maybe these things that you have as goals. And I don't want to make them seem like they're far-fetched or anything. It's like I have a, personal standard that I want to meet, and part of my self-image, I think, is, trying to accomplish some of those things. But I don't want you guys, as well as myself, and this is me even talking to myself here, that I don't want you guys to kind of feel like you have to be something for somebody else that you feel like you can't be, or you really don't feel like you should be. And my meaning by that is that, it's like I feel like, yes, I have to be a certain way just to look attractive to women or sound attractive to women, or, whatever and stuff. And it's like, maybe if I just step back, be original to myself and kind of who I want to be, following that, dream and vision, like I'll talk about here in a little bit, that it's more impactful to be that than to just kind of hold the standard of it's like, yep, you have to be that alpha male, have those perfect, liners, the one liner that's going to get the girl every time, or whatever. It's just, and I'm no expert on relationships, but I know that being yourself is probably one of the best things you can do, and just be honest with the other person and just kind of show those emotions. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do through this, is just kind of show you guys why I am the way that I am. And so the next thing is going to be feelings of anxiety and fear. So anytime that you guys have done a high school speech or a big event, you're talking at a big event, you maybe have been on stage like I've been for different musicals, or you're ready to get ready for like a race that you have, or whether that's skiing or like car racing or anything else. It's just a big moment in your life. You definitely feel some butterflies in your stomach, or some anxiety or fear. And of course, fear always stands for false evidence appearing real. And I think that even though fear definitely does appear real, it really is something that is in our minds. And I've had a lot of problems with anxiety over the years and kind of trying to get through that, but I'm getting better overall. And I think that it's just again slowing down, trying to live in the present, and really think about aspects of what it truly is, and just owning it for kind of what it is, and really just kind of looking at it from a different perspective than being afraid of it all the time. The next thing will be chasing a dream and a vision. So because I've listened to so many motivational speakers and influential entrepreneurs, successful business people like Ed Mylett, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Brendan Burchard, I mean, I could name a whole bunch that kind of the top of my head. They kind of had a vision board and a dream since they were younger to maybe live in a certain place, have a certain car, we'll say, or have a certain house, have a perfect partner, and nice friendships, a great looking body, just a peaceful mind, so to speak. And there's all these different things that I try to strive for as well. I mean, I want a lot of those things that they've strive for, and all that they kind of have, and it kind of shows me that it's like, okay, the benchmark can be made and it can be set, and you can actually reach it. You just have to really try. And it is a long process. Like, I mean, it's like especially right now with all the COVID stuff going on, I mean, it's been a long struggle. And I mean, again, I'm only 20 years old, but there is a lot of things that I'm chasing as far as trying to track down that vision and really accomplish what I want to accomplish to become the person that I want to become. The next thing is just going to be that it's like, I see life as a big game to be played, and you can gain what you can from the game. You can still lose in the game. You can definitely live to the fullest in the game. And I think that's the thing that it's like, it's like, what is our purpose here on earth? What is the purpose of, my life, your life? It's something that I ask myself all the time. And it's just this, trying to chase answers to different things. And it's like, why was this created? Or why is this being done? Or why are things a certain way? Why is our society going to be a certain way? Why is, trees and animals designed the way that they are? So there's so many aspects of that question, and I'm always trying to look at different answers from a scientific and a realistic point of view, but also from a, also from some different theories and different, things again that I've seen or heard. And it's always interesting to me. It's just, again, trying to find out, it's like, what is your purpose? And I think that everybody has a specific gift that they've been given, or a unique set of talents that they can really share with the world, and they can really help somebody and help people, and bring value to other people's lives and create an impact. And I think that's what we're here on earth to do, is not just go to our 9-to-5 job, have some kids, and then pass away someday. I think we do really have to strive to make an impact, and try to create a wealth of wonderful experiences for ourselves and other people. The last thing is just going to be that, it's like there's ways that you can overcome a lot of this stuff, with, feeling like you are spinning your wheels, not going anywhere, which again, during this time can definitely feel pretty prevalent in many of your lives, as well as my own. And I think that, it's just like, trying to, again, stay present. Maybe some of you, if you're working out, or if you're meditating, or if you're going for a drive, like for me, that's one of the things that I do, that it's like it helps to kind of relieve some of these things, or it kind of puts them in the back of your mind. I think it's a better resource, or a outlet, so to speak, than if you're doing, alcohol or going to party or whatever and stuff. And not that I'm against some of that stuff, but it's like there are better outlets that you can definitely lean upon, and people you can talk to, and things that you can do to kind of relieve some of these things and feeling like you're not spinning your wheels. You are actually going somewhere. It's like I have to be patient. Everybody has to be patient. I mean, it's a long process. Life is a marathon, and we can get to the end, and we will get through the COVID-19 situation. And with that, guys, I just want to thank you again for watching all the videos that I've had. Thank you for the numerous support, the amount of comments that I've seen from people, and the positive feedback that you guys have had for me overall. And I just hope that you guys are enjoying the videos. You guys have enjoyed the past videos, the ones that are coming up. I'm going to have some ones coming up on how to really be successful and things that make a person successful or unsuccessful, using some different factors and determinations that I've kind of seen from other very successful entrepreneurs over the years. And again, just enjoy the nice weather that we're having here in Minnesota, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks for listening.